And this edition of the TV-46 High School Basketball Game of the Week is being brought to you in part by the Jordan Automotive Group. Simple, easy, stress-free. Welcome back to Alumni Gym on the campus of St. Joseph High School. The two coaches, Eric Gaff and Travis Hanna, meeting at midcourt. Gaff of St. Joe, Hanna of John Glenn. They've given us our keys to win. Time to share them with you. They're sponsored by the Jordan Automotive Group. And for the John Glenn Falcons, they're led by the coach's son, Bryson Hanna, the 6'3 junior, scoring 18.5 points with 6 rebounds a game. Excellent offensive rebounder. If he stays on track and stays healthy, he'll be the next 1,000-point scorer in his career at John Glenn High School. He gets a lot of help from his senior point guard, Silas Kaiser. 4-year player, the 6-foot senior, averaging 12.5 points with 5.5 rebounds per game. He also leads the team in assists and steals. Really a cog on both ends of the floor to the success of this Falcon squad. The keys to win for Travis Hanna and John Glenn.
Well, Chuck, you need to emphasize toughness. A lot of people have read about this team. Now it's time to show them how tough they can be. They've got to limit the possessions. Patience will be important. They've got to work for the best shot, and they've got to make more free throws than they attempt. Physical inside play could lead to that. Travis Hanna is in his 23rd season. Very proud of the 11-0 start, and knows tonight against St. Joe will be tough at their home.
No, I love it. And you know, I make a point of telling our kids, you know, this week it was, you are number 4. So you need to practice like you're number 4. You need to play like you're number 4. It puts a big target on your back, but I think as you get ready for postseason, I think you can turn that into a positive, and maybe, you know, your kids become a little more confident because of it.
St. Joe has a very nice blend of youth and experience on this team, and the youth is headed up by Chase Konechny, the younger brother of the current Notre Dame player, J.R. Konechny, the freshman, averaging 17 points to go with 8 rebounds a game. Very aggressive offensively with a nice touch from the outside. But the leading scorer on this St. Joe team is senior guard Cole Hackadich. He's really renovated his role from last season and become a scorer on this team, averaging 18 points a game. That includes a career-high 25 against Goshen this season. The keys to win for Eric Gaff of the Tribe.
St. Joe needs to play at their own pace. They got to run when they can, but they've got to work hard in the half-court offense. They have to defend the paint, and that is knowing that the Falcons will attack the basketball with their big inside game. And they've got to finish at the rim. Some putbacks tonight could be very big for St. Joe. Eric Gaff in his first season at St. Joe, looking forward to another good challenge tonight.
Well, it's another big matchup for us. We're in a tough stretch right now, and we're finding out what kind of team we really are. Tonight's a great opportunity for us to show how tough we are and how resilient we are as a team.
John Glenn wants to show everybody that number 4 rankings for real. St. Joe wants to shock the state. We'll see who gets their way. Those have been the Jordan Automotive keys to win. The starting lineups and opening tip are next on the 46 Game of the Week.
Joseph Indians. At this time, we ask everyone to please stand. And as we do in all things at St. Joseph High School, begin our evening in prayer. We ask everyone for reverence and respect at this time. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Heavenly Father, we ask your blessing on all gathered here this evening. We pray for our student athletes, that they will represent their school with pride and enthusiasm. Use the gifts that you have given them, and that we will praise you in all things through Christ our Lord. Amen. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Now please remain standing for a playing of the United States National Anthem.
And this edition of the TV-46 High School Basketball Game of the Week is being brought to you by Intera Credit Union. We get it, and we've got it. Starting lineups being introduced. Here's Bob Nagel.
Thank you, partner. John Glenn High School sponsoring the John Glenn starters tonight. They'll begin with number 3, Silas Kaiser. He's a 6-foot senior point guard. Noah Dribbleby wears number 10. He's a 6'2 junior to play forward. Number 12 is Joe Dolinsky, a 6'1 senior. He'll play the guard. Bryson Hanna, the big man inside, 6'3 and a junior, wears number 14. He'll be inside. Jack Porter is at guard. Jack is a 6-foot senior, number 24 on that roster. St. Joseph High School brings you the St. Joseph Indians starting lineup. Begins with number 12, Cole Hetkovich, 5'9 senior guard, leads the team in scoring. Number 20 is freshman Chase Konechny, 6'4". He'll play at a forward position. Jack Quinn is a guard, a 6'1 senior, wears number 42. Number 44 is Julian Kamanda, 6'4 senior. He'll play at a forward along with Declan Walsh. Walsh is a 6'3 senior, wears number 50 for the St. Joe Indians.
Series history dates back to 1976. St. Joe leads this series by a count of 11-6, including the last 4. St. Joe won it last year 66-61 at the area in Walkerton. Our officials tonight, 2 Tims and a Tom. It's Tom Hines on the left, joined by Tim Mills and Tim Holmes.
St. Andrews Products brings you a check on the uniforms for tonight's game. The St. Joseph Indians, the home team, will be wearing the white uniforms with Columbia blue and some black trim as well. The John Glenn Falcons, the road team, in their black road uniforms with red and white trim. These teams looking good, and so can your team. St. Andrews Products has the finest apparel, as well as promotional products for you and your team. Reach us at sales@standrewscorp.com. We're ready to go with the opening tip of tonight's matchup. Here to call the play-by-play, my partner, Chuck Freeby.
It's sponsored by John Glenn Athletics. The tip comes to the John Glenn Falcons, 11-0 on the season, averaging 56 points a game. Their best win, a 54-47 triumph over Washington. Silas Kaiser wears number 3. That's Bryson Hanna underneath off a nice feed from Joe Dolinsky, and the Falcons score the first points of the game. St. Joe's 6-4. They've lost a couple in a row. Their 4 losses, though, have been to teams with a combined record of 32-8. Jack Quinn in trouble in front of the John Glenn bench, found Chase Konechny. Quinn to Kamanda underneath, and Julian gets the first basket of the game for the Tribe. The 6'4 senior averaging 5 a game. St. Joe opening up in man-to-man. Kaiser, mid-range jumper off the mark, but it's tipped outside where Jack Porter collects it. Hanna down the lane strong, missed the layup as it was altered by Konechny, who gets the rebound. The Tribe will want to run. Hatkovich for three is offline. Here comes Kaiser the other way. Porter traveled.
Traveling, St. Joe ball.
First turnover of the night made by the Falcons.
I'm not surprised by the pace, partner, but it seems like John Glenn is, they got that first bucket inside, and they've been willing to run with St. Joe.
It would seem to be, though, that the opening minute 15 was played at a St. Joe pace. However, that's a St. Joe turnover. Here's Kaiser coming the other way, and he gets fouled. So Silas Kaiser, only a 45% foul shooter, will go to the line as you get another look at it from R&B Car Company. Call the foul on Cole Hatkovich, his first. And they say Kaiser was fouled on the floor, so he won't be going to the line, which, since we gave you that free throw shooting percentage, might be a break for Glenn.
Keep the possession, work hard for that high percentage shot.
Joe Dolinsky, you'll meet him at halftime, one of our TCU student athletes of the week. And now Kaiser, who really is the floor general for this team. The first time that Travis Hanna feels like he's had a true point guard in his 23 years of coaching. Three on the way, it's nailed by Noah Dribblebus. Dribblebus hits his 9th three-pointer of the year. At the other end, Hatkovich. And now Chase Konechny, the freshman, getting plenty of attention from this John Glenn defense.
I'm impressed by John Glenn's defense early on.
Hatkovich, and he double dribbled.
Second turnover for the Indians. Folks, you're looking to join an extraordinary team, work hard and have fun. Well, you might be the person to join the Chick-fil-A team. If you're looking for a job with competitive wages, complimentary meals, employee discounts, and provided team member uniforms, stop into South Bend Chick-fil-A and ask for an application, or go online at chickfil-a.com/South Bend. Chick-fil-A in South Bend looks forward to having you on their team. You can also call them at 968-0351. That's 968-0351. Chick-fil-A fed our crew tonight. Outstanding effort by that team.
Declan Walsh with a nice defensive play there in front of Dribblebus. And Glenn will have the basketball up 3. The Falcons atop the Northern Indiana Conference with a 5-0 record. 3 on the way, and it's good by Dribblebus, who comes out sizzling. And John Glenn off to an 8-2 lead. Travis Hanna had been worried about their shooting, not a problem early, but Konechny misses for St. Joe. Hanna wants to run, nobody getting in front of the big fella, but they did knock it away.
Glenn ball.
John Glenn with 3 rebounds, St. Joe with 1. Indians with 2 turnovers. The Falcons have 1.
Now a little baseline jumper is missed by Dolinsky. And here come the Indians the other way. Hatkovich is fouled by Jack Porter. And that'll be the first on Porter.
Foul play, Glenn's 24. Porter, the team's first.
St. Joe will go to the bench. Jace Lee checks into the lineup now with 6'2" sophomore to take the place of Jack Quinn. Hatkovich through a double team. Nice up and under. Missed the shot though. Konechny will not. The freshman with his first basket of the game.
Big offensive rebound right there.
Interesting to see how St. Joe matches up with John Glenn. They've got the big fellow Julian Commanda guarding Bryson Hanna, who's come to the outside, and a holding foul on Declan Walsh.
St. Joe foul, 50.
Walsh called for his first. As you look at Eric Gaff, the former Concord player, then he went on to a nice career at Grace College, teaching health and PE here at St. Joe, along with coaching the basketball team. His mentor, Mark Johnson, in the stands tonight. Nice spin move by Kaiser, but the shot blocked by Commanda. And Commanda threw it to a white uniform. It was worn by a cheerleader.
And she wasn't open. Took to be a little bit tough for Eric Gaff to watch John Glenn in those black and red uniforms. Reminds him of his Grace College days.
The Falcons working around the perimeter. Now they find the big fella underneath, and Hannah is fouled by Jace Lee. First on Lee, it'll send Hannah to the line. He's a 75% free throw shooter. You get another look at this one from R&B Car Company. And once the big fella established position on the block, a nice feed down the baseline to get him the ball.
If you're going to stop him when he gets that close to the hoop, you're probably going to have to foul him.
Bryson Hannah with the hair off the eyes tonight. It wasn't that way 24 hours ago. And Mama said, you're going to be on TV. Get it cut. And there wasn't an argument, despite the fact that they have an 11-game win streak. 10-4 John Glenn. Konechny on the outside. Pull-up jumper from 14 is pure.
St. Joe, 2-point field goal, Konechny.
Chase now with 4 of the 6 for St. Joe. But Glenn still with the lead, and this guy, Dolinsky, driving, can't score. Konechny then fouled by Dolinsky.
Well, the head coach, you like a guy that's willing to take those shots. Dolinsky 0 for 2 on the night, but he's had a couple of good efforts.
Second team foul on the Falcons. They'll go to the bench for the first time tonight. Put in Joey Shue, a 6'3" sophomore. He'll take the place of Jack Porter. Glenn, like many teams in the area, has been battling whatever bugs are out there. COVID, flu, you name it. It's going around. They've had 2 or 3 people out with illnesses this week. Konechny on the alley-oop. Off a nice feed from Lee.
Play was well set up.
Lee is probably the best defender on this St. Joe team, and he and Kaiser really going at it.
A lot of contact there with no call.
And Eric Gaff says, get closer. Hannah double teamed down in the block, so they couldn't get the ball to him. That leaves Dribblebiss in the corner. Dolinsky thought about the top side triple, instead kicks it outside. Travis Hannah does not mind working some clock. They got it to Hannah underneath, but he couldn't hit the reverse layup. Good positioning by Kamanda. Hakovic travels. One thing John Glenn did in practice Wednesday when we went down there, Bob, they worked a lot on defending that fast break of St. Joe, getting to that outside slot at about half court, right where Hakovic was. Kaiser, a little pull-up, and the bank is open on a Friday night.
Glenn, 2-point field goal, Kaiser.
Silas Kaiser, as good at using the glass as any player around. Konechny, deep 3. Oh, baby, did that net snap. 1-point game. Chase with 9.
He's off to a struggling start. He's only 4 out of 5 from the field. Being a little facetious there because he's an excellent offensive shooter.
Dolinsky. Now they go down low. Hannah, good stop underneath and found the right slot to go up. Bryson with 6. He just has such good awareness around the basketball.
Yeah, really knows his way around the rim. Careful.
Konechny nearly traveled, but instead Kamanda, oh, blocked beautifully by Dolinsky. Here comes Kaiser the other way. Falcons on the run, and Kaiser is fouled. And he is slow to get up. Looks like he might have banged up his shoulder. You'll get another look on the R&B Car Company replay. He came down a little awkwardly and grabbing the arm right away. They call the foul on Chase Konechny, and somehow they say that foul is not in the act of shooting. Here's Hannah, spinning, losing the ball, and St. Joe comes away with it. Hakovic did the tightrope walk. Commanda. Konechny. Altered by Hanna. Good transition defense by the Falcons. Let's see if they hold for one here with 45 seconds left in the quarter.
Falcons trailing St. Joe 6-4 on the boards, but leading on the scoreboard by 3.
If they wanted to hold, they got away with one. Kaiser dumps it off, and Hanna is mugged from behind by Brayshawn Woods.
St. Joseph High School provides an award-winning affordable Catholic education that prepares students for both college and career. Thanks to school choice expansion, tuition is more affordable than ever. Learn more about joining the St. Joe family by visiting the website stjoehigh.com.
They're going to say that Hanna wasn't shooting either. 5th foul on St. Joe. Common foul. So Glenn triggers the inbound, and Hanna is fouled again, this time by Jace Lee, his second.
Jace thought he could get to the top of that arc and get enough of the ball for a steal, but contact.
Now Jack Quinn will check back in for Lee with 2 fouls. And we'll see how that changes St. Joe defensively. Silas Kaiser checking back with Travis Hanna. Do they hold for one or just run the regular offense? Hanna going baseline. Too strong. And the rebound collected by St. Joe. Brayshawn Woods can go, but he got tied up beautifully by Joe Dolinsky. Held ball, alternating possession goes to St. Joe. You get another look from R&B Car Company. And look at that defense there. All over the ball is Dolinsky.
Seen some great defensive efforts on both ends.
Hatkovich around the screen, dumps it off for Woods, but he got tied up. Konechny, banged out. What a quarter for Chase Konechny. He had 11. John Glenn with a 1-point lead at the end of the stanza. The Falcons had the hot hand of Noah Dreibelvis working, but back came Konechny with 3 of his 11, and the Indians are down 1, 14-13 after 1 on 46. This edition of the 46 Game of the Week being brought to you in part by Bill's Heating, keeping families and businesses comfortable since 1951. And as always, after the first quarter, we get a Bill's Heating sideline report. Bo Hunt courtside tonight. What you think of the first stanza?
Well, I think the pace of the play is what we were talking about, and both coaches really talking about this game. And I think it's really in favor of John Glenn, the way they've been able to slow it down just a little bit. Yeah, there's a lot of points on the board, but the three-point shooting by Glenn, I think, is one of the key things. Knocked down 2 threes there early. But Chase Konechny, what a shooter out there. And I think the other thing is Bob's going to have to explain what a shooting foul is, because I'm not sure what it is.
Do you have an explanation, Mr. Nagel?
No. But there have been plenty of them tonight, because we've seen a lot of calls that have not included being caught shooting the ball. We'll see how that changes if it does.
Second quarter being brought to us by Wolverine Mutual Insurance. Falcons by 1 to start the quarter. Kaiser was fouled. Brayshawn Woods got more arm than ball, and the rest of the first half, John Glenn will go to the foul line.
We talked about how important it was going to be, Chuck, for them to make more free throws than St. Joe took. So we'll see if that is indeed what happens.
And this has been the one flaw in Silas Kaiser's game this year. Only a 45% foul shooter. And that one was short as well. Konechny with a rebound. Quinn with a leaping snare and a little teardrop that goes home. And St. Joe has the lead on Jack Quinn's first basket of the game. Ball knocked away by Quinn and out of bounds.
St. Joe doesn't need for Quinn, Commanda, and Walsh to dominate the game. Just add to it. That's really what Quinn did right there.
Silas Kaiser to trigger the inbound. They work it around. Jack Porter has been quiet tonight, but capable of going off offensively.
He's had to deal with Chase Konechny on the wing a little bit.
Bryson Hanna comes outside. Now drops it off to the cutting Kaiser. That's a pretty move, and that's a couple of guys that played with each other for a while. Brayshawn Woods pulls up and is too strong on the jumper. Kaiser the rebound. Hanna with some good hands there to collect the low pass, then just works his way patiently inside for two.
And he can do that all night long. We saw him do it all afternoon at practice the other day.
You really see the poise and maturity of this John Glenn team. They just understand that they've got time on the offensive end. Declan Walsh knocked away by Kaiser, and he gets a big bear hug from the JV coach.
The John Glenn Athletic Department wishes the Falcons basketball team a great game, and they wish all of our John Glenn athletes a successful 2022 season in the classroom and in your athletic endeavors. And remember, once a Falcon, always a Falcon.
That one rattles out, but Brayshawn Woods couldn't get it to go either, and the rebound to Hanna. Two quality looks for St. Joe, but they couldn't get it to go, and Glenn trying to build on a three-point lead. Porter drives the baseline, and there's Hanna again, blocked by Konechny, but the rebound put up and in by Joe Dolinsky. Dolinsky with his first basket of the night. He averages 8 per game. Konechny for three. Ring it up.
St. Joe, 3-point field goal. Konechny.
He has 14. There's some pretty good shooters in this gym. The 1989 St. Joe team being honored at halftime tonight. The Colonel Steve Austin was their coach as Dolinsky goes the baseline for two. But I'm not so sure if there's a little three-point shooting contest. I wouldn't go with number 20. Quinn will take his shot, but that's offline. Rebound up and in by Woods. His first basket for the freshman. Of St. Joe's 20 points, 16 scored by freshmen tonight.
Now there's 10 rebounds. I think 4 of them have been on the offensive end.
They have been aggressive on the inside. Kaiser being hawked by Woods. Porter for three. That's off the back iron. Commando with the rebound. Indians want to run. Hatkovich, a 50% three-point shooter, buries it. And the Indians are back in front.
First points tonight for Hatkovich. And Chuck, as we've seen him over his career, when he gets going, all of a sudden he can put a bunch on the board in a hurry.
Stolen away by Quinn. Working against Hanna, who blocks the shot. Glenn comes the other way. Kaiser, pull-up jumper is short. Now Hatkovich leads St. Joe. Commanda will shoot over Hanna and be short. Suddenly getting a little sloppy midway through the second, and Travis Hanna says, slow it down. In the corner, Dolinsky hits a three. He's got 7. All here in the second quarter. Hatkovich, too strong on the layup. The ball pinwheels out to Hanna. Falcons by 2. What an entertaining first half.
St. Joe with 12 rebounds. John Glenn with 10.
Dolinsky is feeling it. 9 points here in the stanza. Glenn with a 4-point lead. Quinn drops it off for Woods. Bucket on the bump. He's fouled by Bryson Hanna, his first.
Foul, 14, Hanna, the team's third.
You get another look from R&B Car Company. No way Bryson Hanna was reaching that ball. Timeout St. Joe. We'll take it as well. 3:06 to go in the first half. A barn burner and Alumni Gym. Falcons by 2 on 46. This edition of the 46 Game of the Week being brought to you in part by Wolverine Mutual Insurance, protecting you and your family for generations. And the hot hand of the Falcons as Joe Dolinsky with a pair of threes tonight. He already has 12 points in that game. He actually hit one of those threes in the first quarter that I errantly attributed to Dreibelbus. So Dolinsky with 12 to lead the Falcon attack.
They are 3 out of 3 from three-point range, something else that we might not have expected. Folks, our sincere thanks to the wonderful team at St. Andrews Products for supplying our broadcast team with the finest in apparel. They can do the same for your team, school, or business. Promotional products, advertising specialties, business gifts, and so much more. Call us at 1-800-628-9922 or visit the website at standrewscorp.com. That's sales at standrewscorp.com.
38% foul shooter, and Brayshawn Woods, unfortunately for him, lives up to that reputation. But St. Joe trailing by 2 here late in the first half. Bryson Hanna working on Julian Kamanda. Now Kaiser. Jack Porter for 3. Too strong. Dolinsky, the rebound to Porter, lays it in. What good teamwork there by the Falcons. Porter with his first basket of the night. At the other end, Jace Lee, too strong, but the rebound up and in by Woods as St. Joe is owning the offensive glass. Oh, there's Dolinsky again, 2 more. He has 14 tonight. Just 3 off his career high, and we're only in the first half. Come on down underneath, missed the layup.
Another one and done for St. Joe.
Eric Gaff has talked about his team having problems finishing at the rim. That was a perfect example of it. Quinn, the steal, the pull-up, offline. Kaiser gets the rebound, and John Glenn has a 2-on-2. The trailer is Hanna, and he gets the layup. He has 10.
Good example of Hanna able to go either side of the basket.
St. Joe short on the 3. Without Konechny in the game right now, the Indians struggling to find some offense. So he'll come right back in.
Wouldn't it be great to work for a company where their employees are their most valuable asset? Well, now you see your chance because ReshCore is hiring. They have production positions available in a team-driven environment with excellent benefits that include medical, dental, and a 401k. To learn more about joining the ReshCore family and a $1,000 sign-on bonus, visit ReshCore.com. That's RESCHCOR.com.
Noah Dreibelbus at the line, hits the first. He's only a 43% foul shooter. Member of the tennis team at John Glenn. Very good defender. And he's got the chance to put the Falcons up by 8, their biggest lead of the night. Lob pass stolen away by Hanna. Who saves it in the corner? Well, Porter did, but he stepped out of bounds, so St. Joe will get the ball.
Boy, some great hustle, huh?
You get another look at it here from R&B Car Company. At the chaos underneath the basket. John Glenn will go to its bench as Joe Shraplewy checks in, a 6'2 sophomore who's been playing a lot of JV this year, but with the illnesses that they have on the John Glenn team, he's checking in the lineup here to give some people a rest.
Travis Hanna told us he's one of the better shooters in the program, too, even though he's just a sophomore.
Underneath, Brayshawn Woods gets 2 more off a nice feed from Declan Walsh, and Woods has 8 in the first half.
1 minute remains.
Glenn up by 6. We'll see how patient the Falcons are here. Nice feed underneath, knocked away by Walsh, and Glenn will retain possession.
Imagineering Finishing Technologies is a proud supporter of high school sports in Michiana. They know all about teamwork as they provide components for the aerospace industry, as well as medical, automotive, military, and defense. IFT is excited about the future and very proud of its past, celebrating over 60 years of excellence. At IFT, quality is a way of life.
Kaiser. Now they try to go underneath to Hanna, and Konechny very active trying to defend the big fella.
Well, they know where John Glenn wants to go. But I tell you what a first half they've gotten from Joe Dolinsky. Triple Base also had a good first half.
See the clock, bottom right-hand corner of the Intera Credit Union scoreboard. Coming up at halftime, TCU Student Athletes of the Week, plus halftime highlights and stats. And that ball thrown away, knocked away, Tom Hines says, by Hatkovich.
TCU is a better banking institution where you get the latest technology and you're never too far from a friendly face. Discover the TCU advantage. Become a member today at tcunet.com, federally insured by the NCUA.
Glenn likely to hold for 1. Ball knocked away by Walsh and thrown away by Glenn. Here comes Hatkovich over Kaiser. Missed, but a foul called on Silas Kaiser, and it'll send Hatkovich to the line. And the John Glenn fans can't believe the call. You'll get another look from R&B Car Company, and you can make it yourself.
Glenn foul 3, Kaiser.
Watch as Hatkovich comes down. Kaiser is in position. Is there contact? Ooh, maybe just a little on the hand, but not much.
Hey, Bo Hunt, there was actually somebody fouled in the act of shooting.
Hatkovich, 71% free throw shooter, but he misses the first. The foul line has not been kind to the Indians so far tonight. They get that one. 5-point Glenn lead. Kaiser nearly threw that one away as well, and they'll run the clock out to end the first half. So a 35-30 lead for the John Glenn Falcons as they head to the locker room. Bo Hunt has Travis Hanna in his sights, and here he is with a Bills hitting sideline report.
Travis, you go into halftime with the lead. Just talk about the performance with Dolinsky and your offensive presence inside.
Well, I think we're doing a good job. He's diving off of the ball right now. You know, Bryson's catching in the post, and we're getting Dolinsky on some back cuts, and they're not respecting, you know, us spreading the floor there. So, got to keep doing that. We've got to find some. We got to be a little bit better with the basketball. Turn it over too many times, and obviously we got to find a way to get on their shooters.
Thanks for your time.
Thanks, Bill.
Back to you guys.
All right, stick around, everybody. It's been an entertaining first half. Chase Konechny with 14 first half points, but Joe Dolinsky has matched that for John Glenn, and the Falcons lead it by 5, 35-30 at the break on 46.
And welcome back to St. Joseph High School. We're at halftime of our game between John Glenn and St. Joseph. We got a chance to interview our Student Athletes of the Week, brought to you by TCU. TCU reminds you to go online to tcunet.com and find out how you can become a member today. Well, as always, great representatives of their respective schools are with us. Jane Lloyd is with us from St. Joseph High School, and with us from John Glenn High School is Joe Dolinsky. And Joe's you talk about a busy guy. Joe, first of all, congratulations on being singled out for this award. Means you're getting it done in the classroom and on the floor.
Thank you.
Talk about what it takes to get that done. A lot of time management issues, especially with 3 or 4 sports you're involved with.
Yeah, it's been difficult trying to balance school and athletics, but I try to focus on athletics and sports like together equally. So.
What's your favorite sport?
Basketball.
You're supposed to say golf.
Nah, basketball.
I don't blame you. It's Indiana after all. What are your plans for the next step for college, and what would you like to study?
Well, I plan on going to Indiana University and going into business.
Good idea. Got a great business school there, and I'm sure you've had a lot of support along the way. Give a shout out to people who mattered in your life.
My mom and dad especially, and all my friends and teammates for sure.
Okay. Any sisters?
Yeah, I got sisters.
Better mention her. Christmas will be coming up next year. Okay, Joe. Well, thank you very much. Congratulations on all you've done already, and best wishes in the future.
Thank you.
All right, Joe Dolinsky from John Glenn High School. And as we mentioned, Jane is with us from St. Joseph High School. And Jane Lloyd, congratulations on being singled out as well. You've had a tremendous run, and not a run, actually a swim, but you've done a great job.
Thank you.
You're involved in a sport that is a team sport, and yet it's a very individual type situation where you really have to force yourself. You get practice, 5 in the morning, 3 in the afternoon. I mean, you guys are always busy.
I am. It's definitely tough to stay with it, but it's definitely worth it.
You find that the challenge is rewarding in other areas just besides swimming?
Definitely. I've been able to find my best friends with swimming, and I've been able to make memories that will last me a lifetime.
Now, nobody told you to get out of here, but you're getting out of here. Talk about where you're going for college and what you want to study.
I'm going to the University of San Diego, and I'm studying political science and environmental science.
Very important thing these days, and of course, I don't know if you heard it, but the weather's really good out there.
I have heard that occasionally.
Alrighty, and if you would talk to us about how you handle that focus that you have to be able to compete at a high level.
It can definitely be mentally draining, but I've learned to be able to stick with it, and there are people that have helped me along the way that have made it possible to do.
You mentioned some of those people. I know you've got a great team behind you.
Definitely my teammates, my coaches, and my parents specifically have made it easier.
All those rides when you're 7, 8 years old, you had to get to practice, right?
Yes.
Well, I'll tell you what, we wish you all the best at San Diego. Congratulations on your success, and we'll be following you out there.
Thank you.
All right, Jane Lloyd from St. Joseph High School and Joe Dolinsky from John Glenn High School, our Student Athletes of the Week, brought to you by TCU. TCU reminds you to go online at tcunet.com and find out how you can become a member today. We're back with some halftime stats and highlights in just a moment. You're watching the TV-46 High School Basketball Game of the Week.
This edition of the TV-46 High School Basketball Game of the Week being brought to you by the Indiana High School Athletic Association, partnering with TV-46 for over 30 years. St. Joe High School honoring its 1989 and 1993 state finalist teams tonight. That's the back of the head of Rodney Holmes, Kevin Lorton, the taller guy there, Darren Timor, still here in town. Man, those were some legendary guys.
They were, and great memories because they went to the state finals twice and had a chance to go down there and had my boys with me to go through that experience. And just tremendous memories, but also some great individual efforts. They mentioned Kevin Lorton hit a big three to win the semi-state.
I believe my call was Lorton for 3. Oh, my.
Oh, my. There you
so
go.
The St. Joe family honoring them, but the current St. Joe team has its hands full with the number 4 team in the state. John Glenn, you can see why they're undefeated so far.
You really can, and they've found a surprise in Joe Dolinsky, and what he did in that first half was amazing because we had scouted the team, we had looked at their numbers, and Joe Dolinsky is over his scoring average already in the first half, but he's taken advantage of some opportunities. St. Joe got a good start from Konechny, who had to sit a little bit there in the first half. We've got ourselves a ball game, and I love the pace. This is fun.
Let's show you how it got to be this way inside Alumni Gym tonight because these two teams came out sizzling. Joe Dolinsky hitting a corner 3 right in front of the John Glenn students, and Chase Konechny converting a nice alley-oop there. But it's Konechny with the 3-point shot here that got St. Joe back in it. Then some nice ball movement here by the Falcons. Bryson Hanna cut off on the baseline, found the cutting Silas Kaiser for 2. Konechny wound up with 14 points in the first half, including the 3-ball here. But he was matched by Dolinsky, who's way out over his skis, only averaging 8 points a game. He's got 14 already, and the first half numbers are impressive.
They are, especially for John Glenn, and the fact that they didn't take a whole lot of shots, but they made 15 of 26, 58% from the field, 3 out of 6 from three-point range. They were 4 out of 5 from the line. St. Joe got to the line just 3 times, made just 1. Indians 3 out of 5 from three-point range, hit 13 of 28, 48%. That's not a bad percentage for the first half, but it wasn't good enough because the rebounding advantage did favor St. Joseph, but John Glenn had a couple more turnovers before that shooting percentage check. Tough to beat any team that's shooting that kind of a percentage.
So 35-30 John Glenn at the half. I think the other reason that you're excited about this St. Joe team being honored tonight, there's enough guys here with the same color hair as you.
Paul Minnie among them, and some of our good friends here.
Dennis Zepka, the assistant coach.
Hello, and Paul Minnie.
All kinds of great guys here from the St. Joe family. So 35-30, John Glenn on top of the Indians at the half. This has been our halftime report. We're back with second half play-by-play from Alumni Gym after this on the 46 Game of the Week. This edition of the TV-46 High School Basketball Game of the Week is being brought to you in part by Crown Trophy. They're nationally known and locally owned. 35-30, John Glenn on top of St. Joe. Let's shoot courtside for Bill's Heating Sideline Report. Bo Hunt, what Eric Gaff have to say at the intermission?
Well, I talked to him about the first half a little bit and second half adjustments. He said first half, he goes, we just didn't finish at the rim, and he goes, we didn't play our basketball. We got out of rhythm a little bit, and that tends to happen with a team that's as physical as John Glenn. He goes, second half, we just have to control the basketball. We have to knock down our shots, and especially at the rim, we have to finish. Guys?
They did leave some points on the board there with some missed layups.
Some good defense there by John Glenn on some of the close-in shot. We're able to get a piece of it, knock it away.
Third quarter being brought to us by our friends at Wolverine Mutual Insurance. Declan Walsh right in front of our broadcast post. Inbounds at St. Joe with the basketball down 5. Both teams going with their starting lineups. Walsh, oh, nice little feed to Commanda, but he was short on the shot. So again, what Eric Gaff was talking about at the break, the ability to finish near the rim. Hanna working on Konechny. Junior versus freshman, and he just muscled him out of the way for 2.
Talking before the game, Chuck, it's almost like the goaltender's arc in front of the goal in hockey. If Hanna gets in there, it's going to be tough to stop him.
Konechny for 3, short. And the rebound by Drentelbus. Delinsky had the hot hand in the first half. Kaiser and Glenn up by 7. They've got the pace where they've wanted here in the second half. They've got Delinsky cutting underneath, and that gives Kaiser an open look, and a foul is called on Chase Konechny. That'll be his second.
Real nice look on the weak side. Kaiser did everything but make it.
Get another look from R&B Car Company. It was the rake right across the face by Konechny that sends Kaiser to the stripe. And Silas hits that one. 5 points for the point guard tonight. Captain of the baseball team.
Came in averaging 12.4 points per game.
So pretty much right on pace with 6 right now. And Glenn with its biggest lead at 9. They have just chiseled away at St. Joe here. And the Indians had that cold stretch in the second quarter when Konechny left the game and missing another layup. That time it was Walsh. Kaiser touches the chin to signal the play.
St. Joe 0 for 3 to start the third quarter.
Glenn going with 4 out, 1 in. Porter misfired on that shot. And the rebound to the Indians. Hatkovich, he'll heat up. That's his second 3 of the night, but they've done a good job on him so far, holding them to 7 points.
How many times have we seen him rack it up in the second half and really get going for St. Joe?
That was kind of the story of the tournament last year. Walsh called for a reach around after Kaiser went stumbling.
That is his second. Folks, you're looking to join an extraordinary team, work hard, and have fun, then you might be the person to join the Chick-fil-A team. If you're looking for a job with competitive wages, complimentary meals, employee discounts, and a provided team member uniform, stop into South Bend's Chick-fil-A and ask for an application, or go online at chickfil-a.com/South Bend. Chick-fil-A in South Bend looks forward to having you join their team. Give them a call. 968-0351. That's 968-0351.
Kaiser double dribbled. Kind of lost his balance down there. Had to do something. Put the ball on the ground again.
Nice of him to wait till I was done with that read.
It was thoughtful.
Yeah. St. Joe got to work their way back into this. Only down 6, but find some other heroes.
Quinn thought about the 3. Hatkovich kicks it out. Walsh foul line jumper is offline. And the rebound, battled for, still scrambling, pops out. Hannah found it. Hannah, like a bull in a shiny shop, called for the charge. Hatkovich got in the way.
2 fouls on Hannah.
Once he hit here, he was not stopping. And Hatkovich, whether he was set or not, the official said yes.
I think he gave him credit for being willing to sacrifice his courage.
Konechny with Kaiser all over him. Hatkovich drops it for Walsh. Quinn for 3. That's big. Jack Quinn with his 11th three-pointer of the year, and suddenly it's a three-point game again. So Dolinsky tries to answer, but he's off the mark here. And now the Indians could tie it with a bomb. Konechny nearly lost it. Now does lose it. Hannah leaves it for Kaiser. He'll take the layup and miss. And Walsh tried to volleyball it to a teammate off a bad pass, but there was no one there. Travis Hannah says it's getting too sloppy. He needs a timeout. 4:01 to go, third quarter. We'll take it as well. Falcons lead at 39-36 on 46. This edition of the TV-46 High School Basketball Game of the Week being brought to you in part by Imagineering Finishing Technologies. IFT, where quality is a way of life, and a way of life for us is high school basketball. We have more for you next week, midweek game. First round of a bi-county tournament. First time we'll ever be at the Dragon's Den in Argus as Bremen, knocked off by Elkhart tonight, goes down to take on Jason Breeden's 10-1 Argus Dragons. And we've got college basketball for you Saturday night on TV-46. The Crossroads League, the Highway 20 Cup. John Trope's Goshen Maple Leafs go on over and take on Steve Draven and the Bethel Pilots. We'll have it for you Saturday night at 9 on your home for Bethel Pilot basketball, TV-46.
Looking forward to being back there at Bethel College. And folks, St. Joseph High School provides an award-winning affordable Catholic education that prepares students for both college and career. Thanks to school choice expansion, tuition is more affordable than ever. Learn more about joining the St. Joe family by visiting the website stjoehigh.com.
Glenn trying to build on a three-point lead. Travis Hannah hoping that he settled his team down during that timeout. They're being very patient, working it around right now. Silas Kaiser over on the far side finds Dolinsky. It hasn't been an iron 5 for Glenn, but boy, the starters have logged a lot of minutes tonight. And the St. Joe students applauding the defensive effort of their Indians. But this is what Glenn wants to do as long as they can finish with a bucket, and it's Dolinsky missing the layup. Here comes Hatkovich the other way. And he's fouled from behind by Kaiser. The second on Silas.
The John Glenn Athletic Department wishes the Falcons basketball team a great game tonight, and they wish all of our John Glenn athletes a successful 2022 season in the classroom and with your athletic endeavors. And remember, once a Falcon, always a Falcon.
Kaiser was hoping to have a held ball there on Konechny. Didn't get the call. Hatkovich lost the handle on the baseline, and Glenn comes the other way with numbers. Drobelbus lays it in for 2. He has 7 tonight. It's a 5-point Glenn lead. Hatkovich throws it away again. Drobelbus nearly tied up by Quinn. Travis Hannah calls the play from the sidelines. Kaiser went right around and is fouled again by Konechny. The third on Chase.
Chase was waiting for a little help to come up from the baseline to give him a little bit of help, but it wasn't there, and Knesset had to reach out and foul her. Still a lot of time to go here in the third quarter. That's 3 fouls. St. Joe's got to be really careful.
Silas now 2 of 4 at the foul line tonight. Indians will go to the bench as Lee 24 and Woods 32 check back in. Knesset will get a little break with those 3 fouls. Hakovich comes out as well. So the big question for St. Joe, can they generate some offense with this lineup on the floor? Kaiser hits the second. Silas with 7 tonight. Jace Lee threw it away. That's 3 straight turnovers for St. Joe.
9 turnovers for the ball game for the Indians.
Commanda with a nice deflection, but Walsh couldn't save it. And again, Hakovich will come back in. He'll take the place of Jack Quinn.
Cole doesn't spend much time on that bench. He's a terrific leader, and they need for him to really ramp it up here.
Oh, big collision over on the far side, and Brayshawn Woods is called for his 3rd foul.
St. Andrews Products is celebrating over 30 years of serving corporations, high schools, and colleges, as well as the PGA Tour. Proud to support the new American Dunes Golf Course up in Grand Haven, Michigan, providing resources for the Folds of Honor mission and providing scholarships to veterans and their families. Let us help your cause. Reach us at sales@standrewscorp.com, where your expectations become our standards.
Here's Hanna down the lane, blocked by Commanda. St. Joe with numbers. Woods charges. That's his 4th.
Well, the numbers are piling up. Sometimes that's not good news, but the pace has been just terrific.
Dribblebus stood right in there and took the charge. That's one of his specialties. And here's a St. Joe team that is scoring 71 points a game. John Glenn has held them to 36 late in the 3rd quarter. Doesn't mean they can't explode, but you got to give the Falcons credit, and Kaiser adds 2 more to the lead. They're up 8. And Gabe Donnie nearly threw it away. Lee double teamed in the corner, and a timeout called by Eric Gaff with 1:07 to go, 3rd quarter. John Glenn with that pesky defense driving St. Joe nuts, and the Falcons ranked number 4 in 3A, up 8 on 46. This edition of the 46 Game of the Week being brought to you in part by St. Andrews Products, providing quality apparel to the PGA and the 46 Sports. St. Joe cheerleaders trying to keep the students fired up, but the Indians down 8 in this one. Meanwhile, John Glenn, you look over at Travis Hanna's bench. If they get this win tonight, Bob, it clinches a 3rd straight winning season for them. They have not done that in 15 years.
Well, and when the season started, can you imagine being 12-0 and being well into the NIC schedule? And boy, you can't say enough about the progress they've made and the patience he's had the last couple of years to get this team to mature into a good unit, unselfish unit, play hard on defense unit. He's got a nice ball club.
You see the timeouts remaining there on top of the Ontario Credit Union scoreboard. St. Joe will have to inbound from the corner. Trailing by 8 with 1:07 left, 3rd quarter. Hakovich lost it on the baseline, and boy, the turnovers have really mounted for the Indians here in the 3rd.
That's 10 for the ball game. The Falcons have not turned it over here in the 3rd quarter. In addition to that, they've outscored St. Joe, so the Indians find themselves down by 8, needing to stop.
Outside, Drebelbiss, bang. Noah with 10 tonight, his third game in double figures this season. And Travis Hanna fired up his team up by double digits. Hatkovich, wild shot, wouldn't go. Quinn throws it away. And now Glenn will hold for the last shot. St. Joe was within 3, and Glenn has gone on an 8-0 run. Kaiser was open at the foul line. Instead finds Porter cutting, and then Hanna missed the first time. He won't miss that one. Hatkovich 3 is offline, and the John Glenn fans come to their feet behind the Falcon bench. Hatkovich had the Indians within 3, but it's a 10-0 run for Glenn to close the quarter, and they lead it by 13, go to the 4th on 46. This edition of the TV-46 High School Basketball Game of the Week being brought to you in part with the Jordan Automotive Group. Simple, easy, stress-free. We go courtside for a Bills Heating sideline report. Bo Hunt, what made the difference in the last 4 minutes for the John Glenn Falcons in that quarter?
Well, I think the biggest thing was just defense. You know, there was 2 big three-pointers to get within 36-39 on St. Joe. Travis calls a timeout, takes his guys to the bench and said, hey, let's get back to basics. And I think the biggest thing is right out of that timeout, they spent about a minute running their half-court offense, really just kind of setting it up for that defensive end, because that half-court offense of Glenn really sets up their defensive end as well, guys.
All right, thank you, Bo. Our 4th quarter being brought to us by our friends at Wolverine Mutual Insurance.
Chuck, those turnovers a big factor in that 3rd quarter. St. Joe only got 8 shots off, made 2 of them. And John Glenn, being patient, had 11 shots, made 5. They continue to be over 50% for the ball game.
Silas Kaiser with the pull-up. Ooh, right through the wickets of Dolinsky.
8 turnovers for John Glenn. St. Joe with 11.
So 49-36, John Glenn lead with 7:45 to go. And St. Joe desperate to find some offense. Cole Hatkovich finds the cutting Walsh for 2. Declan with his first basket of the game. The senior averages 6 per contest. In the corner, Drebelbiss. Oh my! No, at 13, that's a career high.
Who are these guys?
Might be some different folks talking to Bo Hunt tonight. What they've had from Dolinsky and Drebelbiss, 2 guys known for their D, has been a lot of O tonight. Walsh inside, can't get that one to go, and Kaiser, well, he didn't need to do a leap to levitate for the rebound. And a foul called on Walsh.
19-14 now, John Glenn leading on the boards.
But take another look at Drebelbiss over in the corner. Walsh contested it, but man, that was pure.
Chuck, he's 4 out of 4 from the field tonight.
He has played a marvelous game, as has this Falcon squad. Serving notice that they are for real in Class 3A. Now, the bulk of their schedule is still coming up. They got the Bi-County next week, and then they face teams like Penn and Marion in the NIC. But this is something to put in the quiver if they can hang on to this lead in the final 6 minutes. Kaiser down the lane for 2. He has 11. 4 guys in double figures for the Falcons tonight. What balance.
Konecny's got to touch the ball every time down now for St. Joe.
Foul called on the perimeter. It'll go against Dolinsky. That's only his second. And just the third on John Glenn. Konecny blocked by Kaiser. And Silas with a big grin on his face as he points over to his buddies on the bench.
Just the second shot taken by Konecny in the second half. He's 0 for 2.
All 14 of his points in the first half. Hakovic a heat check, and that's off the mark. And the rebound taken by Hanna. Dolinsky tied up, held ball, alternating possession will go to St. Joe.
Speaking of heroes, Chuck, what a game Dolinsky's had tonight.
Both ends of the floor as Brayshawn Woods comes back in for St. Joe to take the place of Jack Quinn. But you can't say enough about the defensive effort of Travis Hanna's team. Now, overall, they've been holding opponents all year to 42 points a game. He knew St. Joe would be a different animal. But they have, quite frankly, just out-toughed the Indians tonight.
The defensive effort against Konecny has been impressive.
There's a reach-in foul called on Dribblebiss, his first.
Wouldn't it be great to work for a company where their employees are the most valuable asset? Well, now's your chance because Reshcore is hiring. They have production positions available in a team-driven environment with excellent benefits that include medical, dental, and a 401k. To learn more about joining the Reshcore family and a $1,000 sign-on bonus, visit Reshcore.com. That's RESCHCOR.com.
Hakovic misses a layup. And with 5 minutes left, Glenn just has Kaiser wide open, cutting to the basket. 13 now for Silas. That's above his average.
3 out of 3 in the fourth quarter for John Glenn. Turnover number 12 for St. Joe. Indians so far just 1 out of 5 in the fourth quarter. A 2-pointer by Walsh.
And the folks who have made the trek northward on State Road 23 tonight from Walkerton, delighted with what they're seeing so far. Kaiser working on Brayshawn Woods. Spin move, open Porter 3. Offline, but the offensive rebound collected by Dolinsky. Everything going John Glenn's way right now. Hanna, he'll kick it back outside. There's Bryson down low, and the big fella missed the rebound to Woods. And I realize we have a first-round bi-county game on Tuesday night that we're doing down at Argus. But in terms of the bi-county, as the foul is called on Dolinsky, the favorites hail in Walkerton this year.
You got that right, partner. The Falcons' nest is alive with spirit, talent, hard work, and a mighty fine coach. Hard to believe that Travis Hanna's in his 23rd year.
We remember when he was down at Oregon Davis as Hakovic hits the first and won a state championship there in 2007. Also spent 3 seasons as a head coach at Brandywine in his career. This will be career win number 269 should he close it out. Bi-County next week. They have Culver and then the winner of New Prairie, Oregon Davis, if they should get by the Cavaliers. Kaiser looks for help, and there's Porter. Walsh called for the kick.
Bi-County tournament is such a great tradition, and Chuck, you know what we love about so much is you got a lot of schoolboy athletes. They're never going to play at another level, but they play their hearts out at the Bi-County level, and it's always a lot of fun.
I was talking to Bryson Hanna this week. He says, other than the sectional, that's my favorite week of the year because you're playing for a trophy.
Hats out to TCU for sponsoring that great event over the years.
Hanna up and under and is fouled by Commanda. First on Julian. Bryson, 75% foul shooter, will go to the line after you get another look at the move from R&B Car Company.
Imagineering Finishing Technologies continues to be the industry knowledge source for metal finishing solutions. Our 3 Indiana locations are involved with supplying process components for aerospace giants, including the latest developments for Boeing and SpaceX. At IFT, we're like the teams in this game. Tonight, we're working toward a great finish.
Hanna hit the first and the second. He has 16, and John Glenn wants a timeout with 3:06 to go. The Falcons in command of this one, leading 58-39 on 46. This edition of the TV-46 High School Basketball Game of the Week is being brought to us in part by TCU, empowering members for 90 years. They're federally insured by the NCUA. John Glenn in the midst of a 19-3 run, but the St. Joe students still making a lot of noise here at Alumni Gym. Credit to them, but credit to that team over there in black. They are atop the Northern Indiana Conference, and they look like they're going to go to 6-0 tonight. Penn and Marion on their heels, and guess what we have next Friday? Penn at Marion.
That ought to be a dandy.
St. Joe will fall to 3-2. Washington was leading Adams early in that one at the Great Western Forum tonight.
Well, that score ballooned up in a hurry, didn't it?
It did. St. Joe had the ball with a chance to tie, trailing 39-36. That seems like a light year ago. Hakovic for 3. Hit that one. Cole now in double figures with 11. But might be a case of too little too late. The balance that you see in that, John Linsky with 4.
A lot of candidates for player of the game, including this guy who's looking for a scoring average. Didn't quite get it.
Commanda with the rebound, but St. Joe down 16. Here's Queen inside. He misses. And it doesn't get any easier for the Indians with Northwood on the horizon. In a stretch where they're playing 4 consecutive ranked teams. Penn, Fort Wayne Blackhawk, John Glenn, and Northwood. And the frustration setting in for Declan Walsh and the Tribe.
That's his third. You know, it's going to be tough, Chuck. We were sitting there talking during the last time out about player of the game. And as much as Dolinsky had a great first half with 14 points, he hasn't scored here in the second half. But Dribblebys has been outstanding, and he has 8 points in the second half to go with 5 in the first half. So he's been a great contributor as well.
Well, the reason I would vote for him is it's a new career high as you see Jack Porter come line. Plus, I think he's had a number of steals tonight as well. And the fact of the matter is you already talked to Joe Dolinsky at halftime.
I did, as a matter of fact. What a bright young man.
Porter goes 1 of 2 in that trip at the stripe. Won by 17 with about 95 seconds left. Hakovic on the drive, gets the easy deuce.
St. Joe, 2-point field goal, Hakovic.
13 for the senior. But John Glenn about to go to 12-0. And they did nothing to take away from that number 4 ranking in Class 3A. Boy, the North in 3A is loaded with Leo number 1. And then you've got teams like Northwood, Glenn, and Marion all stacked up at 3, 4, and 5. Konechny still scoreless in the second half.
Tip that bounce to Glenn.
And St. Joe will go to the bench as Woods, Lee, and Nani all check in. One minute left in this one. And John Glenn will still be unbeaten in Northern Indiana Conference play as well.
Chuck, you're talking about what an impressive win this is, and people are going to look at the score and say, well, did they play at home? No, they did not. They came to a tough environment with a good crowd on hand. John Glenn brought a lot of fans as well.
It'll be their first win over St. Joe in 5 years.
Turnover number 13 for the Indians.
And I would imagine the folks in Walkerton will be abuzz next week for the TCU Bi-County Tournament. Hoping they can win another title in that terrific event. We'll be at Argus on Tuesday night. Show that game Wednesday night at 9 and Thursday at 2. Falcon fans on their feet across the way. St. Joe gets the steal. Jace Lee, hope he didn't hurt his leg on that, as Nani fires and can't hit. Brayshawn Woods can't get it to go. And Bryson Hanna gets the rebound, and this one belongs to the Falcons. The final score from Alumni Gym, number 4 John Glenn 59, St. Joseph 44. And the Falcons now 12-0 on the season. We're back to talk with our player of the game and our post-game coverage after this. You're watching the TV-46 High School Basketball Game of the Week.
All right, whenever you guys are ready. Hold on. Faulty mics. Standing by with our player of the game, normal. Start over. Yep. Noah Dribblebiss. Here we go. Now we got it out of the thing. Take 2. Standing by with our player of the game, Noah Dribblebiz. Hey, first off, congratulations. Career high tonight, 13 points. Just talk about this victory.
I think our team did really well moving the ball all night. We get it into Bryson, that makes it everything easier. You can kick out open shots all night long.
You had 4 players in double figures. It's just a team effort out there by you guys. You guys were really able to move the ball well as well.
Yeah, we work as a team. We're in the locker room all the time talking to each other and stuff, and it helps us out on the court.
And when you talk about defense in your team, you guys are only up by 3 points, 36-39. Coach calls a timeout, and then you guys came out, and your defense just stepped up. What was that conversation like?
He was just telling us that we need to get back. They keep on running down the floor of the sideline. They're going to beat us. They're going to turn it into an AAU game.
You guys are 6-0 in the conference, undefeated on the year as well. Just talk about how tough this conference is. This game, how it prepares you for the future.
This game prepares us very well, going into Penn and Marion and all them. They're good teams. This is a good team. We just came out and played tonight.
How good is it to beat St. Joe's first time in 5 years?
It's pretty good. It's pretty good to finally beat them, especially when they beat us in the sectional championship last year.
Hey, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
Thanks for watching the WHME TV-46 High School Basketball Game of the Week, brought to you by
Four players in double figures lead the John Glenn Falcons, ranked number 4 in Class 3A, to a 59-44 triumph over the St. Joseph Indians tonight here at Alumni Gym in South Bend. Chuck Freeby and Bob Nagel courtside. Bob, I said in the open of the show that a lot of people would be tuning in tonight. Their first chance to see John Glenn. I don't think they were disappointed.
No, I don't think so either. As a matter of fact, St. Joe's got to have a lot of respect for the team that beat them tonight. And the thing was, John Glenn had 2 or 3 players step up. We knew what Kaiser could do. We knew what Hanna could do. Porter didn't have a great game tonight, but other guys stepped up and made the 3-pointers. St. Joe's still looking for that 3rd and 4th player that can help them scoring-wise, because they were held to 44 tonight.
Well, D&D lots of times will stand for Dungeons and Dragons. Well, tonight St. Joe may have felt like D&D put them in a dungeon with a dragon, because the combination of Delinsky and Dribblebus really did the job for the Falcons, and one of those is our player of the game. He's standing by now with Bo Hunt.
Standing by with our player of the game, Noah Dribblebus. Hey, first off, congratulations. Career high tonight, 13 points. Just talk about this victory.
I think our team did really well moving the ball all night. We get it into Bryson, that makes it everything easier. You can kick out open shots all night long.
You had 4 players in double figures. It's just a team effort out there by you guys. You guys were really able to move the ball well as well.
Yeah, we work as a team. We're in the locker room all the time talking to each other and stuff, and it helps us out on the court.
And when you talk about defense in your team, you guys are only up by 3 points, 36-39. Coach calls a timeout, and then you guys came out, and your defense just stepped up. What was that conversation like?
He was just telling us that we need to get back. They keep on running down the floor of the sideline. They're going to beat us. They're going to turn it into an AAU game.
You guys are 6-0 in the conference, undefeated on the year as well. Just talk about how tough this conference is. This game, how it prepares you for the future.
This game prepares us very well, going into Penn and Marion and all them. They're good teams. This is a good team. We just came out and played tonight.
How good is it to beat St. Joe's first time in 5 years?
It's pretty good. It's pretty good to finally beat them, especially when they beat us in the sectional championship last year.
Hey, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
And he mentions the sectional, Bob. They have victories over sectional opponents like Washington and St. Joe. They haven't played Marion yet. But if you're sitting here in the middle of January evaluating that 3A sectional, you have to say that the John Glenn Falcons, if not the favorite, certainly the co-favorite with Marion.
Yeah, you know, we're talking to Travis Hanna this week. He said, boy, if we could just start to hit some outside shots, it would make it a lot easier on the big guy inside. Tonight, you know, we were down there at practice. We were watching them. We're watching them warm up tonight. And tell you what, Delinsky and Dribblebus really stepped up. And I love to see that, because here's guys that are role players, are looking for an opportunity maybe to have that night. They're 2 special nights tonight, including a career high.
And they get a chance to warm up for the tournament with the tournament next week. The Bi-County will be at it as well, with Bremen and Argus. We'll be down in the Dragon's Den on Friday night. And, of course, we've got a college game tomorrow afternoon. Can you rev it back up for Goshen and Bethel in the US 20 Highway Cup?
Is there any better basketball than the way they play? And over the years, Bethel College has really been so entertaining. And they got a tough challenge with Goshen tomorrow, but the Bethel Pilots are getting healthier, and I think they're going to finish with a strong effort.
So Goshen and Bethel on Saturday, and then we have Bremen and Argus. We'll tape it on Tuesday. We'll show it Wednesday night at 9 and Thursday afternoon at 2. Our thanks to our TV-46 crew who helped bring you this one tonight, led by our production manager, Dean Corsmo, Tony Beltran working the dials inside the truck, pressing the buttons, Tom Ward and Ryan Fitzpatrick on the audio, and the usual cast of characters. Reminder, not only do we have basketball on TV, but on the radio as well. Monday, MLK Day, it's a doubleheader. Purdue takes on Illinois on 103.1 FM at noon, and then it's Indiana and Nebraska Monday night at 6. And don't forget to follow us on social media. We're on the Twitter, the Book of Faces, and the gram of Insta, and you can follow us at 46 Sports. Now for my broadcast partners, the Hall of Famers, Bob Nagel and Bo Hunt, it's Chuck Freebie. Once again, the final. John Glenn, 59, St. Joe, 44. So long from South Bend.